Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Ixelan's Gaming Corner. Today we're looking at Magic Duels, if you couldn't tell. Also known as Magic Origins according to the actual program that's titled up in the upper left corner. We'll skip over this. So, Magic Duels is a relatively new, I think it came out last month, so in August, towards the end. Not sure the exact release date. But I like Magic the Gathering. I love playing the game. This one kind of feels... I'm going to make a lot of comparisons to Hearthstone. Because that's the only, like, card-based online game that I've played that it kind of gives me a sense. I'm not going to explain the rules of Magic, and I'm not going to go into depths on Hearthstone because I don't play that game that much. But I will make a few comparisons. So we're basically going to go over kind of what you have going on. This is the main screen. And may or may not jump into a game if I have time to kind of show you that. But you'll see immediately, and it'll have some tutorials when you first start the game that we've done all this stuff. But it's basically the origins of the Planeswalkers, which are these, you know, super powerful sorcerers that you play as in the game of Magic, and that you can summon as allies and stuff. So, much like Hearthstone, you can earn in-game currency, which are coins, to buy booster packs to get more cards. So in Magic Duels, every booster pack you buy, which costs 150 coins, will give you 6 cards. One of them will be rare to mythic rare. So you can see, like, right here in the center, Liliana. Anything that's gold or like an orangey gold this is a rare. This is a mythic rare. And then there's a bunch of other, like, commons and uncommon cards that will help you build your deck. And of course, much like Hearthstone, you have the option of spending real people money to buy coins to do stuff, which is not something I would do, but I mean, you're more than welcome to do. If I'm gonna spend money on Magic cards, I'm gonna get physical cards. But that's just me. There's no discount to buying in bulk, like booster packs. I think there is an actual buying of the coins, so you have that kind of going with you. But that's the store. The next step is the story mode. And in Magic Gathering, there are 5 colors: white, blue, black, red, green, traditionally called WUBERG, because black is the B. They use the U from blue, so you get white, W, blue, U, black, red, green, WUBERG. And so there's an iconic Planeswalker for each of them. So Gideon is the first one, and there's 5 storyline battles that you start at the first one, and when you beat it, you unlock the next one all the way up. And each time when you beat them the first time, they'll give you in-game currency so you can unlock your starter decks. So you have 25 battles that you can do. Some are a little trickier than others. And they give you pre-made decks to do it with, so you don't have to, like, worry about your own battles, which is fun. And then the next step is battle mode. And your battle mode, you can verse, and you can pick your decks, whatever you have. And we'll get to the quest, which is why I have all these random decks. But you can either battle a friend from your friends list if you know somebody. It's a free game. You don't have to buy the game, so you can always do that. Or you could battle a matched opponent, and if you win, you get 20 coins. If you battle a friend, you don't get anything. You can also solo battle versus the AI. They have 3 difficulties: easy, medium, hard, giving you 5, 10, 15. And then, of course, playing against a human is 20. So they kind of encourage you by increasing it to play against other people to get more money or currency, coins, whatever. They also have the 2-headed giant, which is a multiplayer variant where you play 2 people versus 2 people, and you can actually invite teammates. You can play a teammate, like, on a computer with yourself. You can randomize a teammate from somebody online. And then if you invite a teammate and get a teammate, you can actually, so if you have 2, 3, or 4 players, you can play 2-headed dragons. 2-headed giant. I actually played with one of my buddies the other day. Well, 2 of my buddies. One on my team, and then we paired the third one with an AI, which obviously gave us an unfair advantage because the AI it's not bad, but it's not the greatest. And then down here in your deck mode, you can look at your decks, and they'll give you stats on them, like how fast the deck is, strength of creatures. I'm not quite sure how it ranks these, but it does. And you have 2 options. So in a lot of decks, you can edit. So there's 2 different types of deck making. There's expert deck making and, like, guided deck making. And you'll tell the difference. Like, this is a guided deck, so remake. This is a expert deck, so edit. And so the difference is when you click create new deck, it'll ask you, do you want to use the deck wizard or do you want to do a deck builder? And so when you use deck wizard, it'll ask you what kind of color combination do you want. And so you can go, basically it'll make you, you'll have to make a 2-color deck. And so you'll pick 2, blue, red, for example. It'll say artifacts are cards which don't require a specific color to cast and often have unique, powerful effects. So this is kind of like an artifact-focused deck. So you click it, and you click create new deck, and it'll guide you through based on the colors that you've chosen. It'll say step 1, whatever the core concept of your deck is. So for this one, it's artifacts. So we're going to look for things that either create artifacts or help us with artifacts. So this guy says as long as you have an artifact, he gets +2/+0 and trample. This makes artifacts, and I'm just going to like put some random stuff together. It doesn't have to be super good. In fact, probably won't be based on what I'm doing. And once you're satisfied with these, and you can always like send them back, and it'll bring up new things to make if you want to throw in this. You'll go to the next step, and it'll continue like this. And I'm literally just going to add cards so that we can get a deck. Autocomplete. Haha. Autocomplete. And it'll put in whatever's recommended up to 12. And so it'll tell you, and then always step 3 is fill your deck. So it'll say, you're these 2 colors, and it'll show you, like, quote-unquote, the best cards that the AI thinks for your deck. And you can always just autocomplete, and it'll shove stuff in your deck. And then it'll automatically add land for you. So, I don't know why you would... I mean, this is the land you have, and it always adds this Foundry of the Consoles if you have it. I'd rather it didn't, but I haven't figured out how to do that. So, needless to say, I'm not a huge fan of the making of the deck. But then you can always... Then it gives you the option to pick a face for your deck. You pick a face, you put it on a background, and you name the deck Balls. And now you have a deck. And then you can modify it, you can remake it, you can delete it. You can also spend coins to turn all the cards into their foil version if you want like shiny cards for some reason. The other option is the deck builder. In the deck builder, you have complete control. Up here are all the different things. Creatures. So creatures, instants, artifacts, sorceries, lands, enchantments. These are all the symbols. Your colors, X being colorless, converted mana cost, new cards that you've recently acquired, or the rarity from common to uncommon to rare to mythic rare. So once you, like, so let's say we wanted to make a white-black deck, and that's pretty much all we need to. So you can see in filtered pool we have 77 white, black, and colorless cards. So then you can add them in whatever combination that you want, you know, up to the maximum of 4 of a kind. And then you add lands or whatever the case may be. And again, you can autocomplete. And it'll do... I've never actually done autocomplete based on this, so I'm curious to see what it'll do. It made us white, black, red. Interesting. I think I had a seizure. But anyways, then you can, once you do that, you can click down here in this bottom half where it gives you the stats. So we have 31 creatures, 24 lands, and 5 non-creature cards. So you click on that, and it'll kind of show you the color spread of what you have, your mana curve, how many 1 cost, 2 cost, 3, all the way 6+ cost cards you have. And then you can click on this button to change your default. And so this is the default character picture. You can click on this, click next, and just like the other decks, pick a background, and then name it Balls 2.0. Oh, Balls 2. I guess I can't do 0.0. Whatever. And now you have the Balls deck. And we're going to quit without saving, so we didn't even make that deck. But that's how you do that. And then when you go into all these battles, you can select whichever deck that you've made from your collection to use in that battle. So those are the first 2 areas. Third is your card collection. This is much like the complete deck building, except it'll show you cards that you don't own. So like I don't have the Archangel of Ties, and so it has this lock symbol on it. So you can click this show only owned cards, and it'll show only the cards that you own and how many. 4 is the max you can own. Obviously 1 is the minimum. So once you have like 4, you can put that full set in a deck. I don't know why it says 3. That's weird. I'm not entirely sure why these say this. Maybe it might be that the gold ones are like, or these orange ones are like the starter cards, because it gives you a bunch of starter cards when you get the game to make your base deck, and then obviously you play through story mode and buy a couple packs to make it a little bit better. But that's card collection. It's not very complicated, obviously. And then there's quests. So quests are very simple. There's a community quest, which for some reason, as of recording, hasn't reset. But basically, it was play, as a community, everyone that's playing this, play 1 million lands in multiplayer duels, which, as you can see, there are like 2.3 million. I don't know why this hasn't reset. I did get the money from it. Seems kind of weird. And then it'll give you quests that should refresh each day. And if you don't like something, you can manually refresh it by clicking this button. And it'll give you a new quest. And they're very basic, like, play a creature with power 10 or higher, or control a creature with power 10 or higher, or win 2 or 4 duels with this color combination or this color combination. Basically, it wants you to use, like, a blue deck. And then it'll give you 40 coins if you do that. And then over here, the season rankings, it'll show you, if you've been playing online multiplayer, what level you are. I've literally won 2 battles online, and I'm level 2. I'm not quite sure how the leveling system works. I haven't gotten that far in it. But I've enjoyed the game itself. And then, of course, there's options. And you can do visual settings, controls. Controls is very... No, not controls. Get that out of here. It is settings. It's gameplay. Gameplay settings is something that's, I think, is very... I think you can use a controller, which I'm assuming is why vibration would be here. I'm not a big fan of simplified targeting because it won't let you kill your own creatures. So, for example, if an opponent tried to take control of your creature and that would kill you, you could always, kill your own creature, which is not a great idea, ever. But if you needed to for some reason, or if it's like, deal 1 damage and tap a creature, you could tap your own creature. It doesn't let you do that, things like that. Anyways, I'm not a big fan of it. I like having options. I like zoom played cards because it lets me see the card as it plays it. I'm not a big fan of combat animation or auto resolution, so I would turn these off. And if you are familiar with Magic and have played a decent amount of Magic, obviously I don't need to tell you what to do, but you're very quickly going to get irritated with combat animation and auto resolution. I don't know why I display the hints, but I do. So that's that. That's the overview of the game. Ooh, actually, I didn't see this video gallery. Oh, okay. And there's 2 pages, right? Yeah, so once you begin, and then once you complete each story, there's actually like a little, and it looks like cheesy. Like here, I'll show you Gideon's story. After you complete, so this is spoiler alert. Quick, come back in 30 seconds. But this looks like PS1, maybe early PS2 graphics. So it's nothing like super fancy, but for a free game, it's not terrible. But you play through a storyline and it tells you go through the origin of the Planeswalker. And then this is the ending origin where Gideon becomes Gideon and first Planeswalks. Yes, that is the correct way to say that. So he's like, "Ha, you can't kill me." And then all of his friends are dead because, he's a Planeswalker, they're not. And then his mind blows and he teleports. Or plane shifts, whatever. So you can see it's obviously not the, like, most attractive graphics, but it's not super bad. And for a free game, it's fine. I thought it was a little cheesy, but the more I watched it, like when I got through the other ones, I kind of enjoyed that they did this. I think it was a nice touch to the game. It didn't do a whole lot, but it goes on for about 5 more seconds of him looking around. I didn't really care about that. So, welcome back if you skipped the spoiler. That's overall pretty much the interface and what's going on. I will show you guys a quick battle. We'll just jump into a battle. I've only made 1 deck that has any chance of winning against other people, and that's a green-black elf deck. So we'll click Versus, and then click Continue. And it'll search for other players, and then they will join, and we will duel them. And so I'll kind of show you the Magic interface, because it feels a lot like Hearthstone from the limited times that I've played it. I have played MODO, Magic Online, which is like Wizards' actual, like if you want to play real competitive Magic. Oh, we're going to get destroyed by this guy. He's a librarian and he's level 9. So you can see here, we cannot keep this hand because we only have 1 land. I really don't want to keep this hand either. I can't, actually. Well, we'll have to keep this. So we'll keep this hand. And we have... I actually opened a Liliana, which made me super happy, so... We're going to go green. We're going to go turn 2, die 1. So anyways, the game automatically progresses you. It doesn't, like, in MODO, you have to click OK or pass priority for everything. Here, it's like, if there's nothing you can do, the game just, like, moves forward. Like, you played a land. It's going to my turn, because that's how that game works. So then, it's at main phase, and I have something I can play. So, unless I click continue, it's going to make me... It's going to sit there until I can play it. So, your main phases are not timed. Obviously, the other things are. And then, true to any Magic player, I will play second main phase creature. That's, like, standard best practice, I guess. Whenever another non-token creature you exile, if you do, put a 2/2 black zombie token. Okay. So I am going to. I was going to attack. Actually, I'm still going to attack. Yeah. So because he has an Ember Hauler and we can't like deal with. Basically, we can't have Liliana transform with an Ember Hauler out. So, okay, you see this. The Librarian is watching damage effects. That's that combat animation that I recommended turning off. Because it's really frustrating. That being said, it's not the end of the world. And we're going to grab a gate to confirm. I probably should have done that, like, played the gate instead of the swamp. That would have been smarter. But you never know. It was obviously not the smartest thing I could have done. Wasn't the worst either. If he taps out, though, it does give us a chance to potentially do some tricksy shit. What is this? So he's got Chandra. Whenever you cast a red spell, untap. Chandra deals 3 or more to transform. Okay. So he's got some interesting things he's going to try. He is contemplating attacking. We're just going to take the 2 damage. And so you see the little timer. It does give you a timer. You have to actually make decisions relatively quick. Except for attacking, blocking, and casting during your main phase. Those are the times that you can hang out and take your time doing something. I would actually really like to play Liliana. Oh, Liliana's a 2/3. I was thinking she was an 0/2. And I have literally no idea why. So I'm obviously going to attack here. Because this is like the smart play. And we'll see. I don't think he's obviously not willing to trade his Chandra, because that would be dumb. He's going to watch his effects. We'll go to second main. And like it progresses very naturally on its own. It was a little wonky for me to get a feel for like at the very beginning. But now he basically either can't attack or has to kill Liliana. Which is not really my favorite thing. I probably would have liked to have held Liliana. But at the same time, it kind of forces him to play a hand a little earlier than he would want to. Or he just plays around it. I'm not entirely sure. Like, he might wait till we kill one of our creatures, which I am totally willing to do. So you can see he's making choices. He is actually fire-breathing us. That's interesting. He might have a burn spell to finish off. I'm curious what he is doing. And you'll find some people that like understand the core basics of Magic, but maybe not some of the more competitive or tricky Magic. Like, if he's not killing Liliana this turn, he should have waited till end of my turn, or at least blocker step when I attack. But there you go. Okay, so he's fiery impulsing Liliana, which untaps, and then he's going to finish it with Chandra, right? This is the okay, so no, he's in okay. Interesting. Now I'm like for real super confused. Unless he's sacrificing the Ember Hauler. Okay. Oh, is it any red spell untaps her? Oh, I thought it was a red instant or sorcery. That's even better than I thought. Okay. That is mildly concerning that that has happened. Deals 2 damage to target player. Deals 2 damage to target creature. Nope, 2 to me. Okay. This guy's got like a solid burn strategy that I am not super happy about. He's gotta... Okay, there we go. There's the Ember Hall. I was like, he's gotta take it out somehow. I was very confused for a second. Let's see. So that's his turn. He had a very, very exciting turn. We've got a couple options here. I think I Bone Splinters the Ember Hauler, sacrificing my gate, just to make sure that we can get in against Chandra. Should be pretty easy. No, we're attacking Chandra, because that is the correct play. As much as I would like it to not be the correct play, it's absolutely the correct play. And depending on what he can do, I mean, we're gonna hit. Then we're gonna hit with Liliana, not Liliana, Ixelan. So the deck is supposed to make elf tokens, and obviously it's not doing that very well. And he's pretty effectively keeping us off land. Okay, so he's got a 1/1 that gets bigger whenever my creatures die. That seems fine. Let's see. Okay, so then he's gonna make a 2/2. And now the question is, do I want to kill Chandra? He might have, like, an instant burn. It gains +2/+2 until end of turn, but not trample. So I could destroy this and then attack Chandra, which I think, unfortunately, is the correct play. So I'm going to go to combat. And I'm going to attack this guy. Then I'm confirm time. And before blockers, I'm going to nuke this guy. So now if he can kill it, good for him. Otherwise, he loses Chandra. So this was fair. He spent a lot of cards to kill my Liliana. I'm spending a decent amount to kill his Chandra. As long as he doesn't have two, we're kind of back to an even playing field. But yeah, hopefully you guys can see, like, I'm not really explaining the mechanics of Magic or really kind of the turn structure, but it's a very organic, like, it feels natural. Like, I can click stop timer anytime I want to do something if it's during the steps. It is simplified in the fact that it's, you know, it skips your draw and your upkeep and all of that. But it's otherwise not, like, really super weird. We'll just attack. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to have burn. Why else would he not cast something? Unless he's mana flooded, which is entirely possible. Like, we might have just been really lucky and like, survived to the assault. I know me, if I had, like, I mean, as you saw, we had an opening hand with Chandra, and we were like, or not with Chandra, with Liliana, and we were like, let's keep this. So he might have just had opening Chandra, 2 Ember Haulers, and been like, this is so good, I can do this. You never know. Like, those could be just lands in the rest. Nope, he's Traitorous Instincting us. And unless that's a Bone Splinters, I'm not super worried. Let's see what he does. Yeah, so we're going to throw this elf token in front because we don't give a shit about this elf token. And it's not got trample. Now, he could have, like, a 2-mana burn spell that he's, like, going, oh, if he kills his elf, I can then burn my own guy. Oh, no, he Bone Splintered. Wow. Okay. So we kind of played into that. That was dumb. That was actually super dumb on our part. But that's okay, because we top decked another one. What? Now, granted, I should have gone main phase 2, but again, there's nothing else I can do this turn, so the game's just going to move us through combat into our end step and then pass it back over. It feels very natural in that sense. It's obviously not like the thing I would do every time, but it's nice. I like it. I don't have any problems with this. Okay, we'll attack. I mean, he either blocks or doesn't block. I mean, there's only so many things you can do, right? Okay, so now we eat his thing. He does gain 2 life. Whoopity-doo. And then second main, we'll Gatekeeper, get another gate, play another gate, and pass. And this will hopefully keep us from drawing a lot of lands, but you draw a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just my experience. I tend to have better luck with cards than on video games, as tend to draw a lot of lands when I need to be drawing gas, and making progressions, and sometimes it's like, no, you get nothing. I could resurrect Chandra, but I don't have any red spells to cast. So there's not really anything in here I would want to resurrect. If I was going to resurrect, it would be another Lyn. But instead what I'll do is I'll cast this pre-combat, which will get me an elf. But more importantly, it'll make this a 5/5. So if he has, if he has a way to attack, he can, or to stop the attack, he's more than welcome to. Otherwise, we're going to take our early lead here. And then if he does have something like a way to get like another Chandra or something, we can actually rise from the grave his Ember Hauler and throw it at him if we need to. I don't think it's actually going to come to that at all, but that is an option. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Okay, yeah, we'll go to combat. Now, true to Magic, part of me wanted to play my land, but it's really more important that we hold out and wait until post-combat to really do that. And then he's going to watch all the damage effects. Again, so that's why I turned that animation off, because it does that. And that can get pretty old pretty fast. But we have nothing that we need to animate. No need to rise from the grave. We'll just hang out here. And that's interesting. This is good. A lot of times you'll get to this point, and it's very obvious that you're about to win. And so you can actually hit escape, and you can concede a duel at any time. I would never concede well, that's not true. I have conceded a duel before. But when you so this is my one complaint about the game, and thankfully we didn't see it here. This guy stayed to the end, which was very noble of him, and I wish there was a chat so I could. So 2 complaints. One, I wish there was a chat so I could like GG this guy, because that was a pretty solid game. Especially early on, like we managed to just have more gas towards the end, and you can see we earned the 20, and then we ranked up based on that. But that's pretty much Magic Duels in a nutshell. 2 minor gripes that I would like to have seen. I would like a chat option, or even just like some things like nice play or GG or oops. Like, a quick chat would be great. A chat would be awesome. A quick chat would be like really good. The other thing that I'm not a huge fan of is when you're playing versus and somebody concedes because they can't win, it replaces them with an AI. And we didn't see it here, but it's really frustrating to be winning a match and then the guy concedes and you're like, okay, I should get my 20 coins and be on my way. But then you have to stay for another 10, 15 minutes to actually finish beating the AI and get them to 0. Like, the AI never concedes and the game makes you fully win. Like, there's no concession to get the points, which is really, like, it's dumb to me. Now, I understand the concept is, if you play online, you could get the chance where you're playing people that you know and then they always concede to you to get you money really fast. Like, that's a really simple way to do it. And that would inflate things. So I kind of understand why they don't do that, but it still sucks that you have to play against the AI. And the game's not super fast paced, so it takes a while. So it feels like you're actually being punished for winning. That's my only like actual gripe with the game. Quick chat would be awesome, but that's the thing that I would like to change. Other than that, I really actually like Magic Duels. I think they did a great job with the game. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm having tons of fun playing it. I've been playing it on stream lately. So yeah, if you guys enjoy either Magic or this game, Magic Duels in particular, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you think of the game. If you are a fan, and maybe compare. I mean, if you have another game that's not Hearthstone to compare it to, by all means, let me know something because I like card games. So if there's something out there that I should be checking out that's not one of these two, I'm all ears. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, and hopefully I'll see you for the next Gaming Corner installment, whatever game that is we happen to play. Later.